I've been seeing about how this one person took their Google Notes from the Meet, put that into a proposal creation mechanism, and got a proposal created. So what about copywriters? What about designers who usually work on this? They seem near redundant to me in this scenario.
Yeah, I mean, I think I expected this episode to be a little bit gloomy, but so far I think whatever we've spoken about has been pretty good, in the sense that we've just ended up speaking about a lot of sort of evolutions roles will take, but nothing that will basically become completely sort of redundant. But I think copywriters and designers are need to be worried, I feel. um, I mean, this is something that I saw this Instagram story from one designer that I follow. She's an illustrator, and essentially she put up a thing where basically, she's established in the industry. It's not like she's a fresher or something like that. And that day she got approached by a team, by a company, and she was complaining about this on her Instagram story, that how they offered her, okay, we love your illustrations, we'll pay you like some 100 rupees or something like that per illustration. Okay, and this is a person with good around 10-15 years of work ex. So she put it up, but essentially this is actually a reaction to the fact that when I can go on ChatGPT, and if I know what kind of illustrations I want for my website, I want it for my video, I want it for whatever I require it for, what kind of whatever this, if I can put in the prompt into ChatGPT and Midjourney, and they will produce the this in 10-15 minutes. And let's say, for example, I can do iterations in 5 minutes after that. Do I really need a designer who basically will take a week sort to give me the same output, right?
Exactly.
Or when it comes to copywriting, I mean, for let's take it from we're all marketers. Suppose, let's say, for example, I want to produce a Google Ads copy, right? And I want to sort of basically I require multiple iterations for different ICP targeting and stuff like that. I required a copywriter to sit down and give me multiple variations for the next 2 days, for
Right.
example. I can do it myself with a ChatGPT Plus subscription, saying that, okay, these are my ICPs, this is basically the target audience, this is essentially the product, this is the service, this is the offer, in AIDA format, please produce 5 iterations for Google AdWords, and I think in the next 2 minutes I'll have it. So I think to do spread a little bit of gloom, designers and writers need to be worried specifically, and they need to, I think it will come back to overall what we were talking about, the agency perspective, that how agencies rely on this sort of manual work so far for majority of their copy, but designers and writers are going to have to pivot into more strategic roles. They are going to have to focus, basically not sitting and producing the first draft of a copy, but essentially taking that AI content and essentially uh, producing that to align with a brand or align with a particular story that you're attempting to tell, keeping in mind what you want your audience to feel. That sort of strategic element, that sort of creative element is what copywriters are now going to have to focus on, right?
Right.
Same for designers. Something in one space where I think designers still have a little bit of this is logo creation. Like creating logos requires that sort of creative thought, that unique thought. How to blend your, for example, how to blend particular shapes, or basically use different sort of font styles to sort of produce a very unique logo. That is something AI is still not yet caught up to. Like, I mean, if you go to these logo generators and try out logo, it's shocking. Essentially, they'll ask you to choose certain sort of styles, and then using those styles, they'll modify it a little bit and give it back to you. I mean, that is something designers still will have sort of this. But yes, you will see designers moving into more sort of creative director roles. That is essentially what is required by designers, if they are able to sort of pivot and sort of acclimatize. Otherwise, designers will have quite a bit of problems. Take UX designers, take more sort of specialized roles. Chat GPT can produce, say, 10 different iterations of a landing page based on what conversion and ICP that I require, right? it will require a UX designer to not sit down in Figma and actually produce the UX landing pages or the interface designs. They'll actually have to they'll have to pick up from different iterations and produce one or two sort of iterations finally, which will basically be completely user experience optimized. So that is essentially some gloom, basically some ray of hope, but these two roles need to be worried.